Today's video is going to be a to buy list. This is fragrances that have intrigued me enough to the point of very strongly considering purchasing them at some point. And I keep samples aside in a little tin when I smell something that I think is great. And that's like my little to buy list. Some of these fragrances I've smelled a long time ago, but they're still in the list and I'm still intrigued by them. And so I'm going to let you know what's tickled my nose since starting this channel and smelling thousands of fragrances, which are the small kind of handful which have almost, possibly will do in the future, sit on my shelf. So we'll dive into it. The first one, which is one that you might not expect, and it's been years and years and years since I reviewed it, but it was by James Healy and it's called Phanassia. And this one was really interesting. It had notes of dried dates and raisins mixed with incense. There's a little bit of oud and vetiver, but it's basically dried sticky fruits and incense, and it's pretty unusual. I've never smelled anything quite like that one before personally, and there was something just really quite interesting about it. What slightly put me off was that I got feedback from people that weren't fragrance collectors that were like, ugh, what is that? Why would you wear that? Like, I think maybe a little bit polarizing in the sense that people that aren't really into perfume might find it super weird smelling, but I really liked it, and it's been in a tin. Like I say, it's been in my little 2x tin for quite a while, and I'm still, I still think about it. I still have it in my brain as something that I thought was quite unique and interesting and different and was intriguing. So if you haven't smelled that and you like the idea of dates and raisins with incense, test it out. The only downside is it's a little bit expensive. The next on the to buy list is because I'm running out of this, which is Pomelo Paradis by Atelier Cologne, and you can see how much I've got left. Just that little bit at the bottom. And this was a big 100ml bottle, so I've used quite a lot. And when this goes, I fancy a change. I might not grab another bottle of this for a while. I might switch it up to a different one. There's a few from Atelier Cologne that I like that are summer fresh, citrus, bright, clean, that fulfill the same kind of vibe that this does. And so I think next time when this runs out, I'm probably going to get Clementine California by the same brand, Atelier Cologne. Yeah, Clementine California. I reviewed it. It's got a beautiful, like the name suggests, clementine orange note. It does go a little bit shower gel shampoo like as it dries down, but altogether I think it's a very nice fragrance, and I fancy a bit of a change from this one. So when this goes, that's on my to buy list. I enjoyed it. I think it smells great. I love the opening notes, especially that initial blast of clementine oranges is lovely. I think Atelier Cologne do some of the best citrus fragrances, period. They smell so natural and realistic and fresh and juicy, and they're just fantastic. So yes, Clementine California is on the to buy list, and it will be replacing this one most likely. One fragrance that really impressed me when I smelled it, and I really kind of thought a lot of it, as in it's the best vanilla fragrance I think I've ever smelled in my life, is by Guerlain, and it's called Spiritueuse d'Abal Vanille. I had no idea what the new one is like. I realised that they've just released a new version. Never smelled it. I don't know if there's a difference or not. I've not heard or listened to feedback on that. But I'm talking about the older one. Yeah, when I smelled it, I was like, I absolutely love that. It smells amazing. It's like rich, incredible, woody kind of vanilla. There's like a grainy kind of cedarwood kind of vibe going on with the vanilla, and it's just, it's my favourite vanilla smell that I've smelled in a perfume. And when I tested it, I tested it from a 5ml decant, and I remember it not lasting very well on my skin. And some people say it lasts all day on their skin, so I don't know whether it was my sample or bad skin chemistry, but it's the only kind of reason why I didn't end up buying a bottle. However, it is still the best vanilla fragrance I have smelled, and there's something about it that's just incredible. It's just really beautiful, rich vanilla, and it tickles my nose in a way that no other vanilla fragrance has done. So yeah, it's been on my to-buy list for a long time, even though, like I say, the performance wasn't great. I don't know whether that was just unlucky skin chemistry, like I say, or what the deal was there, but most people say it lasts a good amount of time. One day, I'll probably end up getting a bottle of the older version of that, because it really was very good. The next one that tempted me as soon as I smelled it from the top notes was by Chanel, Coromandel. The normal kind of EDP version is the one that I've smelled. I appreciate they have got a pure parfum version in a different bottle. I have never smelled that. Apparently that's even richer and smoother, and so I would want to smell that one first before making a purchase decision, so I understand the differences and which one I would prefer. But people talk about having kind of a white chocolate note, which makes sense because I like things like Coco Blanc, and that one also has a white chocolate note. But white chocolate, patchouli, to me I got this beautiful kind of sweet, woodsy, slightly creamy but dusty kind of thing, a little bit unusual, and it just smells really good. Like, I smell it and I'm like, I like that. There's not many perfumes that do that to me. I remember even, I not to promote clones, but I remember even receiving some samples of someone that had cloned that fragrance, and I smelled the clone. I was like, even the clone is good. Like, I like that as well. So there's something about the fragrance that really clicks with my senses, and I enjoy it. And yeah, that's been on a to-buy list since then. And so I would obviously buy the original and not a clone of it. But whether I would get the EDP or the Pure Parfum, I'm not sure, because I have not smelled the Parfum version. But that one is really good if you like the white chocolate, sweet kind of woodsy patchouli kind of fragrances. I think a lot of people would probably do like that one. So yeah, that's been tempting me for a while. There's something about it that just instantly I'm like, oh, I like that. That's good. And I don't have that reaction all that often with fragrances, as you know. So it's rare that happens, and when it does, I usually end up buying a bottle of it. The last fragrance I'm going to mention, and this is the end of the list so far, is by Creed, and it's Royal Oud. And it's funny because I remember the first time I smelled Royal Oud was around the time that I started this channel, and I didn't like it. I thought it kind of smelled like an old man, and it was a bit kind of rotten smelling. Like, it was just funny smelling to me, like a bit off, and not quite, it just wasn't my taste back then, and I didn't see myself wearing it at all. I just did not click with it. Years and years and years later, I thought, I'm going to review it, and I got myself a sample and I wore it, and I was like, actually, this is really good. I actually really like it now. And I have smelled the majority of Creed fragrances, and in general I would say they're not really my cup of tea in general. My personal taste, I don't find myself overly enamoured with any of them particularly. I've owned a 30ml bottle of Aventus for 7 years, and I still have a little bit left. When that's gone, I won't be rebuying Aventus. That'll be the end of it. And I've enjoyed it. I think it's a great fragrance. I've enjoyed wearing it, but I think it's naturally come to its end with that 30ml finishing, and 7 years of it is long enough for me. So the only other fragrance from that brand that I like properly is Royal Oud. Peppery, kind of peppery cedar, galbanum, a little bit green, dusty, and it's really good. I mean, it smells great, and that's something that I would like to wear a lot during colder weather, like autumn, winter. I never got around to buying a bottle purely because I didn't really feel like spending money recently. It's a little bit expensive for like a 50ml bottle, I wouldn't probably buy a 100ml bottle because it took me 7 years to get through 30ml of Aventus, so I would definitely only get a 50ml. But it is a fragrance that I thought was great smelling, well blended, suited my personality and taste, which is, like I say, funny because it didn't used to. But now I love it. Like, it smells great, and I enjoyed wearing the decant I had of it. 7 years of reviewing fragrance of whatever it's been on this channel. That's the whole list of like potential. I like them enough that I would actually buy a bottle, or have really considered buying a bottle for quite a while, even if I haven't got around to it yet. There are fragrances that I like that I would wear, but I don't love them enough where I feel like I have to have them. I could reel off and make this list twice as long of fragrances that I would wear if they were given to me, like as presents. I'd definitely wear them, but I wouldn't go out and spend my own money because I can live without them. And I think some reviewers or some collectors can't do that. If they like it, they buy it, like, and it's part of a collection. I'm not a collector at all. I can go without very easily. You know, just because I like something, I don't have to buy it. I can just say, yeah, I like it, I would definitely wear it, but there's no compulsion in me to have to go out and buy it. I'm very easily just can say no, which I guess isn't all that common in this hobby. For instance, I was with George the other day and we smelled Chanel Edition Blanche, and I really like that fragrance. I think it smells cool, it's good. I would definitely wear it. Dior Homme Cologne, another one. I smelled that in the airport, I really liked it. I sprayed it on my skin before getting on the plane to go home. I thought it was great smelling, and I would definitely wear it if it was given to me. The performance was rubbish. I mean, I could not, after 5 minutes of it being on my skin, couldn't smell it at all. Sat on the plane, nothing there. It seemed to disappear almost instantly. So that was just my experience in an airport environment and sitting on a plane. That's not the most reliable. I'd want to test it properly, but I never got around to it. But it was very good, and I did like how it smelled, and I liked it enough that I actually sprayed it on as my scent of the 5 minutes before I go home on a plane, because that's how long it lasted. But that one, yeah, I like it. Like I say, there's a few fragrances like that. If they were given to me, I would enjoy them, I would wear them, but I don't feel a massive compulsion to spend my money and get more fragrances. I like having a smaller collection. Another one that comes to mind, Bottega Veneta, and that one was it's a smooth, resinous, leathery fragrance with these kind of herbal kind of green notes. And I did a very positive review on it. I like it a lot. I think it smells great. One of the good designer fragrances. Again, the longevity was pretty poor, and the dry down on my skin was disappointing. The top notes and the first hour of the fragrance is great, and if it lasted longer, definitely I would buy it. It dried down into like a singular, from memory, and this was from a few years ago, but it dried down to like a singular resinous note of something like benzoin or labdanum or whatever the resin was that was in the base, and I was a bit kind of disappointed by the way that it just kind of disappeared into that, but the opening and the beginning of it, fantastic. So like I say, there are a number of fragrances that I'd like. I would definitely wear if they were given to me. Don't have the urge to go and buy them though. Hope you enjoyed the video. If there are fragrances that are on your to buy list that you think I should check out, let me know in the comments, and I might have a nosy. And if you're familiar with my taste and you've been watching for a number of years and you think, I know a fragrance that Peter should try, let me know. I'll be curious. Take care everyone, I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.